Today's video, we're going to be checking out another box from the folks over at Baker's Krate. Every single month, Baker's Krate delivers a selection of locally baked goods right to your door. This is the Baker's Krate for December. We're going to go ahead and get this opened up. If you are one that celebrates the holiday season, but maybe doesn't want to bake yourself, you know, that person that loves the cookies, loves the tarts, loves the squares, but really doesn't want to go through all the efforts of making it themselves, well, Baker's Krate is really the box for you, because during the holiday season, and really for that matter all year round, Baker's Krate does all the work for you. They essentially grabbing all the desserts, snacks, and treats from bakeries around here in Canada, and they deliver them right to you. Essentially, all you need to do is open it up and eat them, to which I'm probably going to be doing. At least not the whole entire dessert, but I'm sure I'll probably finish it off right after this video. I'm going to go ahead and grab Hank here and cut open the front of the box. Caution, may contain traces of nuts, wheat, soy, dairy, eggs, gluten, seeds, and other allergens. Let's open it up and see what we got. Oh, a nice festive presentation here by Baker's Krate, giving us tissue paper with different mints and candy canes. Go ahead and get that ripped open. And let's see what we got. For starters, we have a card wishing you a happy holiday from Baker's Krate, natural, local, and fresh. There's the back of it. These are the baked items delivered to this box. And I'm looking here. Well, these are the bakeries, and then here are the actual desserts. Excuse me, let's grab the card right there. The menu consists of caramel chocolate chip bar, Christmas tree, Christmas popcorn, candy cane, cake truffle, and butter crunch toffee shortbread, all of which sounds delightful. Ingredients are on the back, so if you are worried about certain allergies, things that you can't necessarily have, the ingredients are listed on the back, so it'll tell you exactly what contains or what are contained in each of the snacks. Now here are the bakeries that are supplying this box for December. You have Aunties Creations, Chocolate Lab, Christmas Popcorn, Sweet Bakery and Tea House, and Eat My Shortbread. I like that last one. Very cool. So let's go ahead and see what we got inside. So of course we got some tissue paper. And we've got the popcorn, chocolate popcorn to be exact. You know what, let's just grab one and then we'll kind of work our way through the delicious gambit of delicious treats. I apologize in advance if somebody who's watching this video maybe hasn't snacked on anything yet today, maybe hasn't eaten yet today. I apologize for that. I push forward though. Go ahead and get this completely opened up. Now a little bit of a read up. It says a sweet buttery candy coated caramel popcorn tossed in white chocolate, topped with a drizzle of dark chocolate, and finished with a hint of Christmas sprinkles. That sounds good. There's one of them right there. You can see, very generously dusted. It's almost like the sidewalks in my driveway currently. Snow just came overnight. We didn't have really snow for like the last couple of days. And just like any Christmas miracle, we'll get Christmas snow just before the big day. There it is right there. Dusted in white chocolate, not snow. Let's give it a try. Christmas popcorn. I may probably take a couple more of these just to get a good sense of what these taste like. But let's give it a try, at least with one kernel, and then we'll go from there. Well, one thing I'm tasting, I taste the white chocolate, but I'm overwhelmed right away with the profound, strong flavor of butter. Imagine like a really sweet, buttery popcorn that's covered in milk chocolate, or white chocolate, I should say. Get one of the ones that let's get a piece that has some sprinkles on it. That's got some sprinkles, and the drizzling of dark chocolate. That is good. I usually think of popcorn more for savory than I do for sweet. This has everything one would want. The sweetness of the milk chocolate, the white chocolate. You've got the buttery flavoring of the popcorn. You get a little bit of crunch of the sprinkles. That's a really delicious snack. The only downside to that, it's not enough. It needs to be like it needs to be about the size of a big bag of potatoes, to which I would snack on while watching probably one of my favorite Christmas movies. And I would think, well, I haven't seen Scrooge yet, or A Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim. That's one of my all-time favorites. And I haven't also seen It's a Wonderful Life yet. I basically run through the gambit of most of them. Next we have AMT Creations, Ooey Gooey Salted Caramel Chocolate Chip Cookie Bar. Gives you the ingredients there, so it's everything that you can pronounce. That's always a good sign. I don't see really a way to open this, so I'm going to just use my knife. Of course, not cutting into the snack. You don't want like a rusted blade cutting into a snack. That's not very great. And there it is right there, like HD camera, thank you. It's gooey. You can see like inside. It is just delicious looking. And just to give you a quick read up on it, this Ooey Gooey Salted Caramel Chocolate Chip Bar is rich, sinful combination of chocolate, salted caramel, and homemade chocolate chip cookies, all rolled up into one delicious bite. I like how that sounds. And you can see how gooey, again, I'm sorry for the people that haven't eaten yet, how gooey the interior is. It's almost a sandwich, I suppose. The cookies are on the outside, the gooey center on the inside. I can't resist. Let's give it a bite. Sinfully delightful is probably the best way I could describe it. They said sinful combinations. That is absolutely correct. Generally, I got to admit, I'm not a big fan of salted caramel. I'm not one of those people that jump on the salted caramel bandwagon. This bandwagon, though, I would leap on it, probably leaping higher than I've ever leapt before. I would leap on that bandwagon, and I would ride it as far as the bandwagon would allow me to travel. You got the great flavoring and crispiness of the chocolate chip cookies on either end, but then you've got the gooey center that brings it all together. I taste the chocolate chip cookies, soft, they're not crunchy, they're not snappable cookies, which is one thing I'm not a big fan of. They have a crispy outer, but then they're soft on the inside. And then inside of that, you've got the ooey, oh, I love saying that, the ooey gooey center. That is a delicious bar. I need to have more of that. I need to put that away. I need to put that over there, as the temptation will take it would take over. I need to put that over there. Moving along, this is the candy cane cake truffle, I'm assuming. It's in a little small ball. This dense, delectable cake truffle was handmade with a mix of rich chocolate cake and creamy mint frosting, coated in white chocolate and dusted with crushed candy cane. Come to us from the Sweet Bakery and Tea House. This one, luckily, is a little easier to access versus the bar. And I'm going to try my best not to consume the entire thing, although it is, I have to say, it is rather tempting. It looks like a little snowball. About the only time I would say this looks like a little snowball and actually consume it. I would never really eat a real snowball, especially one that's been on the road. That's gross, but let's give this a try. The candy cane cake truffle. My mouth is salivating. I'm sure anybody watching this is probably salivating as well. Let's give it a try. Here we go. I apologize, by the way, for anybody that doesn't like the sound of somebody chewing behind the camera. Just putting that, I'm so sorry, but that was really good. The denseness inside is almost that of a brownie, which, say for example, that was the dark chocolate, which is very easy to say because that is the case, but then it was also covered in dark chocolate. That would be a little too much chocolate. I'm just going to put it down for a second because it's starting to melt on my fingers. But if it was that dense chocolate covered in a dark chocolate, that'd be a little too much chocolate for my liking. It's got just the right amount, and because you've got let me diagram it out here with my fingers. because you got the outer shell in a mint frosting, like a mint capsule, it offsets the flavor of the dark chocolate on the inside. It's got a good balance. I get the little bit of the candy cane bits on top there. That's a pardon my pun for saying this, it's a well-rounded dessert. Good mix of dark chocolate, good mix pairing that with the mint, outer casing. That's a really delicious dessert. Probably couldn't eat a whole bunch of those. Like if there was a big box of those, say if there was a box of 15, I would probably put around 8. You got to moderate that. You got to keep that in check. You know what I mean? The next one we have is a chocolate, well, it says Chocolate Lab, handmade chocolates. That is, I'm assuming, the place where, now it doesn't actually say that on here. It says a Chocolate Lab. Oh, yes, it does. It's right in front of me. Should have had a V8. It's right in front of me, Chocolate Lab. And this is the chocolate Christmas tree. A classic Oreo cookie is covered in decadent, rich chocolate and molded into the shape of a Christmas tree to celebrate the holiday season. You mean to tell me, hold on a second, that there is an Oreo cookie inside of this? This almost, I don't know, something you could hang on a tree itself. It's so nice. But surprisingly, that's what it says right there. Not leading you on. I mean, there's a cookie somewhere in there. The only thing with it being a cookie, oh, there it is. You can see it right there. I flipped the back side of it. There's the cookie right there. And then there's chocolate basically all around it. So when I bite into this, I'm gonna want to make sure I'm biting into an area that has not only the chocolate, but also the Oreo that's inside here. It's like a time capsule. A delicious time capsule. I would probably want to be opening all the time. Let's give it a try. The Christmas tree. I thought there was actually something else in there, but Christmas tree, that's what they're calling it. Let's give it a try. And again, I'm just putting it down because I'm starting to get chocolate all over my fingers. Other than, once again, I'm drawing it out with my fingers, other than it being the shape of a tree, in a nutshell, it's essentially just chocolate outside of an Oreo cookie. If you had an Oreo cookie dipped in chocolate, you would be experiencing the same thing I'm experiencing as well. I like the presentation, the novelty of putting it as a shape of a Christmas tree, but really at the end of the day, all it is an Oreo cookie that's dipped in milk chocolate, which is good, but there's all these other desserts that have a lot of extra layers. There's multiple layers in all these desserts. Essentially with the Christmas tree, it's a tree shape of chocolate with an Oreo inside. It couldn't be any more basic than that. It's got good flavor, but it doesn't have as much the flavor profiles. Look at me, I'm sounding like a food critic. It doesn't have all the flavor profiles that the other desserts manage to accomplish. So it's good, but it's not as elaborate as some of the other desserts that we've seen here. Lastly, and the last dessert in this gauntlet, we have the Eat My Shortbread Sables Butter Crunch Toffee. It's proudly made in Canada here. And just once again, looking at my card, the Butter Crunch Toffee Shortbread. This is not your average shortbread. Classic, dense, and buttery shortbread mixed with an unforgettable handmade butter crunch toffee. That sounds good. And that comes to us from Eat My Shortbread. By the way, actually, I should have also included this. All the websites are listed here as well. The Sweet Bakery and Tea House, by the way, a charming cupcake and custom cake bakery in Oakville, Ontario. I'm very familiar with Oakville, Ontario. And again, doesn't show it on all of these, but for the most part, it does show you their websites. So if you wanted to head over there and check out their websites. Here's the back of it. I could look at the calorie content, but really, why? It's the holidays. Why would you do that? We use the finest ingredients to bake perfection, handmade, no preservatives, and pure butter. It's also peanut free. Ingredients are Monarch special pastry flour, special fine granulated sugar, butter, salted butter crunch toffee, and egg. That's it. That's all that's in here. Those also looking for vitamin C, you're out of luck. It's 0% vitamin C. Go ahead and rip this one open. Don't need a knife for that. And while it does look like there's multiples inside, you get one, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if it's extremely delectable, and I can imagine it would be, I'm just going to kind of spin this around so I don't get as much of the crust. It's going to be extremely delectable. I probably will not want a whole lot of this. And as it crumbles all over the place, you can see the interior center there, no doubt with the butter crunch toffee interior. That looks quite delicious and quite crummy all over my fingers. Let's give it a try before it gets crummy and goes everywhere, because I'm sure it will. The Shortbread Sables Butter Crunch Toffee. Let's give it a try. It's very buttery for starters. It's a little too crumbly for my liking. I generally like my shortbread just this much softer, but it's still got some intense butter crunch flavoring. You got the kind of the golden flavor that you would get from a toffee. It's in there. It's got the nice buttery. As soon as you bite into it, the one thing that just fills your mouth. Are you a food critic? Fills your mouth is the flavoring of the butter, the very buttery goodness of the shortbread. But again, inside of that, you get the butter crunch toffee, which has some nice sweetness to it. It's not a sickly sweet flavor either. So I could, shy of the fact that I would want to be eating this around something like on a table, or probably not on my lap because I'm going to get this all over myself, but this is something that I could really sit down and enjoy. And I do think it's got some good flavor. It's a little on the crumbly side, yes, but I think it's got some really not overly sweet flavors. I could eat this very easily and not feel like it's too overly sweet. So I don't know if I would say this is my favorite. In all honesty, I think my favorite from this box would probably be the Ooey Gooey from Aunties Creations, as it's got really everything that I would want. It's got kind of like the semi-sweet flavoring of the chocolate, but then you've got the sweetness of the salted caramel Ooey Gooey center. How many times have I said Ooey Gooey? But this one's probably my favorite from the box. This one's not bad. I think my least favorite, probably just by virtue of the fact that so many of the desserts here that we've looked at have so many different elements to it, that my least favorite is probably just going to be the Christmas tree that's covered in the chocolate, solely because it's really just an Oreo cookie that's covered in chocolate. Shaped like a tree, yes, but just covered in chocolate. Either way, I'm the type myself that I don't do really any baking this time of year. Usually, if anything, I might go to a bakery and pick up some like desserts, Christmas tarts and squares and stuff like that, so I have something for the holiday season. Baker's Krate essentially has done it for me. I don't really have to get into my car. I don't have to drive anywhere. Baker's Krate has delivered this right to me, and now I've got dessert snacks that I can enjoy while I'm watching one of my favorite Christmas movies. If you guys are interested in subscribing to the Baker's Krate and getting one of these boxes delivered to your house, it's probably a little bit late to hit the holiday season, but certainly this would make a great gift for somebody in your life where every single year, Baker's Krate could give them a Christmas every single month. Every single month, you could have that person get a reminder of how much you cared about them by getting Baker's Krate delivered to their house. Today, once again, we are looking at the Baker's Krate for December 2017. It's going to be odd to say 2018 as we're right around the corner. 2017, we're coming down to the end. And today we're having a look at the December 2017 box from the folks over at Baker's Krate. Wishing you a happy holiday. I can also wish you a happy holiday. I think we can share the festive welcomings and blessings to others. I share this along with Baker's Krate, wishing you a happy holiday. Certainly if you guys haven't had a chance yet to subscribe to this channel, there's still time. There's always time, but no more time like the present. You hit that little subscribe button down below. You'll never miss a beat when it comes to future videos coming onto this channel. We're pretty straightforward on this channel. No bells, no whistles, just hopefully good food, good reviews, more reviews than food. Every once in a while we'll do food, but hopefully good reviews. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.